"I won't be long," she said, her hand on the doorknob, her perfume lingering in the hallway like a memory already slipping from my grasp. The words could have sounded ordinary, harmless even. But that night, her tone carried something else, light, almost careless, as if the sentence wasn't meant to comfort me, but to remind me how little my comfort mattered anymore. I lifted my eyes from the couch, fingers still touching the rim of the untouched coffee mug, and said quietly, "Take your time." She stopped, her back to me. "There's nothing left here for you," I added, my voice steady, unnervingly calm.
Too calm.
Her shoulders tightened for a heartbeat. Then she left. The door clicked shut, leaving behind that peculiar silence that comes only when someone walks away with more than just their keys. It hadn't started tonight. It began months ago. Subtle shifts that didn't add up, but didn't scream betrayal either. Late nights at work. New habits like taking her phone into the bathroom. Hidden smiles while texting. At first, I blamed myself. Work had been heavy. My focus scattered. Maybe I wasn't making her feel valued. Maybe that was why she seemed so far away, so unreachable. But the gut rarely lies. The first undeniable crack appeared 3 weeks ago. She claimed she was meeting a friend. An hour later, her location pinged from a hotel across town. I told myself it was a glitch. I wanted that lie more than anything. To accept the truth meant admitting the woman I built my life with, the woman I once believed would be the mother of my children, had already checked out long before I dared to see it. When she returned that night, hours later than her promise of not being long, I sat in the same spot, lights low, a sitcom humming in the background. I wasn't watching. Her heels clicked across the hardwood. "You're still up?" she asked, surprised.
I was waiting, I said.
"For what?" she asked, setting down her purse without meeting my eyes. "For you," I answered. "For an explanation, maybe." She froze briefly, then turned with a practiced, almost pitying smile. "James, not tonight. I'm exhausted." "Where were you?" I asked, calm, too controlled. "With Anna," she said instantly. Too instantly. I nodded. "Anna, right?" Her eyes flicked to mine, then away. "What's that supposed to mean?" "It means," I said, rising slowly, "that I know you weren't with Anna." The room held its breath. She could have denied it, confessed, cried, something that made sense. Instead, her fingers trembled as she reached for her phone. "You've been checking my location," she whispered. "No," I replied.
Your phone shared it with me.
Maybe by mistake, or maybe by fate. The days that followed were filled with half-truths and silences. She didn't confess, but she didn't deny it either. We moved like strangers in our own house, circling the unspoken, like it was a live wire. Then tonight, she dressed better than she had in weeks. Makeup, perfume, that black coat I once adored. "I won't be long," she said, and I gave her my answer. As the door shut, I felt something release. Not peace, not yet, but the faint taste of freedom. I went to the bedroom, opened her nightstand, and found what I already knew existed. The second phone. Dozens of messages.
Can't wait to see you again.
Tonight was perfect. Same place. He's still clueless. Don't worry. Then one that cut deep. He's so distant now. I think he suspects. I just want this to be over. Over as in us. I didn't rage. I didn't smash the phone or throw her clothes out the window like in movies. I sat on the bed, scrolling through her secrets, letting years of trust rot one message at a time. She came home after midnight. The house was silent except for the fridge's hum. I sat in the kitchen, a single lamp glowing. "You're still awake?" she asked, almost annoyed. "Yeah," I said. "Wanted to make sure you got home safe." She studied me. "You're being strange." I set her second phone on the counter. Her face strained. "Where were you?" I asked again, my voice calm but sharp. Her hand hovered near the phone like a thief eyeing evidence. "You went through my things." "I went through our things," I corrected, and found his messages. Tears filled her eyes.
Guilt tears, not pain.
"James, don't," I interrupted gently. "Don't tell me it wasn't what it looks like."
Don't call it a mistake.
This wasn't a slip. This was a choice. She broke then, sobbing, words tumbling out.
She didn't know how to tell me.
She didn't want to hurt me. I laughed hollowly. You didn't want to hurt me. You just didn't want to face the aftermath. That night she talked and I listened. I listened to excuses, regrets, stories of how it started with harmless dinners, how things at home felt empty, how he made her feel alive again.
Alive.
That word echoed long after she went to bed. Was I dead to her? Was our life so hollow that the only way she could feel alive was by killing what we had? The next morning, she woke to suitcases near the door. Not hers, mine. Where are you going? She whispered, voice breaking. I'm not, I said, sipping my coffee. You are. Her mouth opened, closed, opened again. James, please. Can't we talk? We did, I said. You just didn't listen. Days after were quiet. She tried to bargain, tried to remind me of all we built. I reminded her that what we built rested on trust, and trust was the one thing she gave away. I filed for separation, froze the joint account, changed the locks after she collected essentials. She left with a suitcase, a hollow apology, and a man waiting who probably thought he had won. But he hadn't won her heart, only her remains. Weeks later, she called. I just wanted to check on you, she said. I'm fine, I answered. Better than I've been in years. I made a mistake, she whispered. No, I said softly. You made a choice. Silence followed, heavy with unspoken words. Is there really nothing left for me? She asked at last. I closed my eyes, the weight of months pressing down. No, I said. Not here. Healing is slow, but it creeps in. Morning coffee in a quiet kitchen. The first night you sleep without that heavy knot in your chest. The first time you smile at a stranger, without guilt. I think of her sometimes, not with rage, not with grief, but with the detached curiosity reserved for a book you once loved that ended in disappointment. She said she wouldn't be long. I said, take your time. And I meant it because now time is something I finally have for myself.